Well, it's back, and it's bigger and darker than ever. Brisbane's metal faithful will gather at the Mansfield Tavern on Saturday, August 22, for Necrosonic No. 3. The two headliners this year will be progressive death metalers Rivers of Nihil from the US and from Tassie, technical death metal band Psycroptic. And if that's not enough, there's plenty more with promoter Kent Haines somehow managing to resurrect Lynch Martyr, 5-Star Prison Cell, and none other than Wollongong groove metal merchants Segression, celebrating their 30th anniversary. To tell us about Necrosonic 2026 is Kent Haines and Chris Rand from Segression. G'day, fellas.
Hey.
It's been a long time. I spoke with you last year, Kent, with Necrosonic No. 2, but I don't know how long, Chris, it's been since we've had a chat, mate.
Been way too long. That's how long it's been. Way too long.
It's bigger, darker, and more unhinged than ever. Tell us what's happening for Necrosonic 2026.
We've actually got a few more back from the Deads on there too. So we got Minus Life. They sort of wrapped things up a few years ago, but I managed to sort of convince them to come back for a last hurrah. And then I got Helm back as well, which is great. It's like some of the guys from Hammers. And MSBI, or Marco Sanchez Brain Intrusion. They used to play in Brisbane. They probably played with Segression a few times. They were from that era. Awesome band. So I managed to get them to come back as well.
So there's 3 stages. How does that work? There's 2 in the main room, is that right?
You got the main stage, which is in that main room, which sits there all the time, but we brought in another stage which sort of sits to the left of it. It's still a really big stage as well, so it looks good. We've got like LED screens on all the stages, good lighting setup, we've got projections, everything. And then the third stage is in the sports bar, which has a massive big screen to it, and you fit about another 400 patrons in there as well. We're moving into the car park this year as well. Out there, create some more space, because we ran out of space for people last year. It was so many there, so we're like, all right, we'll go into the car park and get some more areas for people to sit and chill, and maybe have a coffee cart or some games out there and stuff as well. So it's going to be big.
Fantastic. I'm talking to Kent Haines from the Necrosonic Festival that's happening again this year at the Mansfield Tavern in Brisbane on Saturday, August the 22nd. And we were just talking about some of the resurrections, 5-Star Prison Cell, Lynch Martyr, and a couple of crackers from our Wollongong way. Like I said, Helm and Segression. And we're lucky enough to have Chris Rand from Segression with us as well. G'day, mate. How are you?
I'm well, really well.
That's good. How does it feel to strap the bass on again?
Oh, man, honestly, there's no words to describe how much I've missed it and how much I've missed everybody in the scene. Just flicking messages back to Kent and Jason North and a few of the boys, from Melbourne. It's just, I can't believe that we're back. It just kind of feels like we never left, but at the same time, it feels like ages ago.
You've kind of done a couple of reunions over the years. You never really split, did you? You only took a hiatus, which I think is a very smart move for any band.
Yeah, it just keeps things fresh, to be honest. You can only do so many tours around Australia before people get sick of seeing you. So just give them a little break. The thing that was different this time was we pulled all of our stuff off the streaming platforms for 3 years. So when we came back, we've put them all back up, and it's generated like an unbelievable amount of interest for us.
What's the lineup? Are we same Segression lineup as the 5th of the 5th days?
It's the same as like the last 2 albums with Never Dead and Painted in Blood. We've got Michael Katselis on guitar, and we've got Adam Bennell. The only difference is we've had to change out Sven for a variety of different reasons, but we've got Damon Bishop, who's a long-time friend of the band. You'd know him from Carbon Black or the Australian Ozzy Osbourne show, or even the Blacktooth, the Australian Pantera show. He's a busy lad, so he can play his ass off. So we got him in. Feels like he should have always been in the band, to be honest. It's the best lineup I think I've had the privilege of playing alongside guitar-wise.
And have you been working on any new music?
We have been. We've been working on some covers, and we've also re-recorded a bunch of the old back catalogue because we're going to release a best of, and we're going to put it out on the 5th of the 5th.
Of course.
I never thought back in the 90s that song would stand the test of time, and people still come up to me in the street and talking about it. So we're actually putting the lyrics on the back of a shirt. My daughter designed like this spiral with the lyrics, so we got all new merch, which is a good thing for our new guitarist because he's the guy that does the merch.
I can imagine, though, Chris, that you're not going to be able to walk around too far without bumping into some of the familiar faces over the years when you head up to Brisbane for Necrosonic.
I can't believe it. I honestly, I want to give Kent the biggest hug and kiss for putting us on. Like, we're so grateful. We've been offered other shows up there, and this just felt so right. So it's our only show this year in Queensland. It's going to be Necrosonic, because if Kent's got the loyalty and faith in us, we repay it.
All right, then tell me how this happened.
Facebook.
What was your pitch?
Chris sort of came and said, "Hey, we're doing stuff again," and I was like, "Oh, well." As they say in Rick and Morty, "You son of a bitch, I'm in."
It's just a Facebook message, literally.
Yeah, that was it.
How's my old friend? Done. Have you got any shows? And done.
Yeah.
Is that how it works for the other resurrections?
Well, some of it takes a little bit of poking and prodding. Some of it takes a few years. But this was one of the easiest resurrections I've ever had.
It was like it was meant to be. I flicked the message, and then all of a sudden we're on the lineup, and it was like, wow, this is really cool. We're not one of those bands that put we need, so many peaches and apples in our rider, and, we need purple M&Ms only. Like, we're not that sort of band. So it was easy. We just said to Ken, what can we do to make this work? And we worked it out pretty quick.
Well, mate, if you do need some purple M&Ms, in fact, do they even make purple? Anyway, I can do blue M&Ms if you need one of them.
A slab of beer.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm good.
For fun.
I'm good.
What are a couple of the Segression highlights for you over the years, Chris? You played with a lot of bands.
There's so many, like Metal for the Brain. That was such a special gig to play on, and so many big friendships that have formed from that gig. But then how do you top, shaking hands with Ozzy Osbourne, getting your dad backstage and going, "Dad, this is Ozzy. Ozzy, meet my dad. He's the biggest Black Sabbath supporter on the face of the earth." How do you top that? Maybe introducing my mum to Slipknot. No, we've been blessed. Honestly, the people that we've met along the way, that's the important part for us. It was nice to share the stage with some really big bands, but just the friendships that you form and the people that you get to spend time with and have a chat with.
You've been very fortunate in as much as your mum and dad, who I know, Sue and Dave very well from the first incarnation of Segression. They've been in your corner the whole time, haven't they? They've not only as family and not only supporting your musical endeavours, but also your day gig, basically, as a tattooist.
That's right. Yep, and you're looking at the studio, and I'm actually in my dad's house. The studio he built in his house. He's not a musician at all. He's got more guitars than anyone I know. You can't play.
I've got to ask as well, Kent, the Dream Killers ritual. Again, for someone who was doing the 3 Hours of Power all those years ago, this is pretty special as well, isn't it?
With this particular one, I wanted to make it something a bit more special, so I put it to them, do you want to play the first two EPs, which are really special EPs for me, Carnival of Skin and Poison in the Soup, and they were down for it. Really stoked with that, so it's going to be a good time, hearing those old tunes again.
So who are you looking forward to seeing, Kent? Who's your, I know it's going to be, that's a big ask.
It is a big ask. So Rivers of Nihil was my actual album of the year last year. Never thought I'd get them on, but yeah, that just sort of fell in my lap. So, and that worked really well. Look, obviously Segression, big time there, long time fan. My two old bands are Lynch Martyr and Minus Life. Good to see them back up there as well. But I'm not jumping up and playing. I'm just there to watch and enjoy.
What is the day like for you? Are you working the whole time, or are you able to enjoy it?
I try and have enough people on board or hired to do most of the stuff, but every year there's always little. I sort of just run around with gaffer tape, so to speak, and just plug all the different holes for the day. But there's been no big issues yet across both beds. They've both run really smoothly. So
we'll touch some wood somewhere along the way.
I am touching wood right now. That it goes like a blow. All of a sudden it's like, oh, is that it? It's over. Then you've got like the next sort of 4 days you're kind of sad because you're like, oh, it's all done now. Like, that was so good. Yeah.
I'm talking to Kent Haines from the Necrosonic Festival and Chris Ram from Segression, who'll be hitting the stage at the Mansfield Tavern in Brisbane on Saturday, August 22 for Necrosonic number 3. So you got some other shows coming up too, Chris?
Yes, we've already announced that we're playing Sydney and Wollongong. We will be playing Melbourne, Canberra and Beechworth as well towards the end of the year. And we're going to do a really special show at the end of the year in Wollongong, but we haven't really said too much about that yet because we've still got the show in June to get through first. But one of the things that we're doing is we couldn't actually book a show on the 5th of the 5th because it's a Wednesday night. So we're playing on the 2nd of the 5th. But we're doing something really different that we haven't done before. We're doing an evening with Segression. So we've got my brother-in-law, because as you said, we're quite family orientated. So my daughters are involved. My brother-in-law plays covers. So he's going to get up and do half an hour worth of covers with Segression playing with him. And I'll sing along with him and we'll have a bit of fun. Then we're going to do a spoken word. We will talk about some of our tours, hand the mic into the crowd and they can ask us some questions for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And then we're going to do our hour of power at the end.
3 stages, 31 bands, 12 plus hours of metal mayhem. That's the Necrosonic Festival at the Mansfield Tavern in Brisbane on August the 22nd. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for both joining us. Kent Haines from the Necrosonic Festival, Chris Rand from Segression, and you can hear all of this on thebreakdown.net.